First of all, the objective of this brief presentation will be, of course, to present the local resilience team of Gorizia. We will focus on the LRT and local communities, so we will speak a little bit about our LRT and about Gorizia, of course. We will then pass on to the needs and benefits of the LRT of Gorizia, and we will conclude then with some insights on local policy and strategic goals. So what does an LRT member do? What is the role of an LRT member? An LRT member plays multiple roles. From representing his or her organization and its interest in the community, to supporting evaluators in the data collection processes, to learning and using RESILOC tools during trials, and supporting, for instance, local partners in co-producing and managing engagement activities at community level.
Can we maybe ask John to share from his computer, because we have delays here.
We are changing the slides, but it does not appear on the shared screen for some reason. So,
guys, can I suggest you email me, Paula, hurry on, and I'll catch up.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So in the definition. Okay, in the definition of strategies to improve resilience, it is crucial, we find, to sort of identify the peculiarities of the community we're speaking of. So in this case of Gorizia, Gorizia is an Italian town located at the border with Slovenia. The population of Gorizia is a little over 34,000, and most important, I think, is that it can be framed in a wider perspective. So the cross-border area in which Gorizia is located is composed of 3 communities. So on the Italian side, Gorizia, of course, and on the Slovenian side, Nova Gorica and Šempeter Vrtojba. So the team, the RESILOC team of Gorizia, which is composed by, of course, the municipality and ISIG, in the past months has sort of identified the stakeholders that could possibly be targeted by the project. We then organized some individual meetings with some of them to sort of get to know them better and to understand how their competences and know-how could be useful to the project, and vice versa, how the project could be useful to them as well. We then have organized two workshops. The first one was more of a general and informative workshop open to the public, where we presented the project and we presented the local resilience team as a concept, its roles, etc. And the second workshop was more specific, so it followed a formal adhesion to the LRT. And it was, we focused on getting to know our LRT members a little bit better and to understanding how we could organize the work of the next months. So as you can see on the right, our LRT is composed of different types of stakeholders. We have 3 organizations that belong to the technical sector, 1 youth association, 2 cultural associations, 1 private citizen, an individual, and 8 associations belonging to the social sector. I may clarify that we have a strong focus, a strong interest on disabilities among the social associations. Next slide. Thanks.
Okay.
So what are the needs and benefits of the LRT members? Here's a brief SWOT analysis. I will just go very quickly through some of them. Among the strengths, we have representativeness. So the LRT members are representative of the diversity that we have within the community. The engagement, so they're conscious of the importance of participation in the life of the community. Among weaknesses, we have, of course, COVID restrictions that might limit some of our activities and the legal complexity of the wider legal framework. Among the opportunities, we sort of detected a strong availability and desire of the LRT members to participate and to learn from this experience. and the fact that they're active in several networks. And finally, among the threats, we have, of course, one of the threats could be accountability. So we need to make sure that the LRT's voice is heard in the local decision-making processes, and the fact that we might sort of experience isolation of the community experience versus larger regional processes. In designing local policies and strategic goals, we need to keep in mind the following principles, let's say. So they need to be context-based, so they need to be context-specific, keeping in mind and considering all aspects of resilience. They need to be dynamic, so the monitoring and evaluation should be shared and based on participatory processes. They need to be sustainable, so it's important that we ensure adequate resources both for technical and social aspects. And we need a mainstreaming assessment to have a common analysis on a wider community. Monitoring and evaluation is very important since we're subject to continuous changes and we need to capitalize on those changes. And again, dedicated resources, not only we need to ensure that we have resources, but they need to be dedicated resources, especially to this topic, and we need to capitalize on volunteerism. And last but not least, in view of this workshop, we thought it would be interesting to prepare a short survey to be submitted to our LRT members. So we prepared both open and closed questions, asking our LRT members what they wanted to say to say to the European Union as an institution and to the European Union policymakers. We had 17 responses, and as you can see, so the first 3 questions were open questions and the last 2 ones were closed questions. We ranked the answers based on their relevance and priority expressed by the respondents. I will just go through them very quickly. So the first question was, what are the topics on which the EU should focus to support local resilience? Second one was how the EU could strengthen resilience at local level. Then we asked them to rank the following items based on what they believed to be the top priority domains to strengthen resilience in their community. And as you can see, the hottest, let's say, answers were prevention of climate change and sustainable development, promotion of civic education and social aggregation, prevention of health emergencies, and so on. To the second question, strengthening the technical capacity of local communities, strengthening local resources for the protection and management of natural disasters, implementing sustainable housing and sustainable urban development measures, and so on. And I will skip to the last 2 questions, which were the open questions, and I believe they're, I guess, more interesting to us. We summarized the answers based on their content. So to the first question, what does it mean to build resilience in Gorizia? The answers were, diverse, but they expressed collaboration for a shared and common purpose, inclusion of all people, promotion of community and social participation policies, sustainability and responsible use of buildings and infrastructures, and building networks of support and mutual aid. And to the last question, what would you like to ask / convey to the EU that could improve the situation of resilience in Gorizia? They expressed more contacts between local institutions and the EU to shorten the distance between citizens and the EU institutions. And I would like to focus on the second answer, which I believe to be very crucial, especially for our community. They said promote a holistic view of the cross-border area and its population, so to strengthen its identity, resources, and capacity. And I believe this is sort of, to draw a conclusion, very important to highlight, as Gorizia is part of a cross-border area. It's important at the EU level to have a wider regional perspective on policies, also on resilience policies, and it is also proof that the relevance of cross-border vision of communities as well is very, very important also on the topic of resilience. Thank you very much. Hope this was useful.